Welcome back. Today, our topic is about forms of resistance to colonialism in Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart. Okay, let's begin. Not all resistance during the early years of European colonial rule took the form of pragmatic violence. The conditions that led people to resist colonial rule often emerged from long standing grievances against colonial labor exploitation, taxation, racism, etc. Colonizers practiced and exploited people, controlled the colonized people and their lands. African resistance during the war took many different forms in the quest to thwart the unprecedented scope of colonial demands. Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, which was written in 1958, portrays the European colonization of Nigeria and their impact on African life and society at the end of the 19th century. The novel depicts the clash between the traditional culture of Igbo people and Nigeria's white colonial government. To maintain political autonomy and control over culture, it created tension within African societies and between the colonial administrations. People's struggle often led to forms of resistance as African individuals and groups sought to remove themselves from the colonial sphere of influence. In doing so, it proves a challenge to the colonial order and a threat to European authority. Things Fall Apart is an attempt to redeem the dignity of Africa. The protagonist in Things Fall Apart is Okonkwo, a tribal leader figure who lives in the village of Umofia. Okonkwo self-destructs when his world begins to change. People in Umofia believe in gods and deities, and farming is the necessary method of their livelihood. When the Europeans arrive in Umofia, they initiate changes and attempt to educate and shape the savage villages. It was considered white men's burden to enlighten such ignorant people. Not only the colonizers built markets to exploit them financially, but also built a church next to the village and asked them to convert to Christianity. Gradually, imperialists take over the people in Umofia culturally, socially, economically, which is one of the aspects of colonialism. So, Achebe explicitly shows the intentions the Europeans try to form a social structure, a cultural hegemony of the British Empire. Igbo villages' cultural values and sense of dignity are shaken when many villagers attend the white services and convert to Christianity. Number of converts increase and the villagers begin to question their identity. Chaos and confusion have gained control over Umofia's land, allowing the breakdown of the tribal system. The European influence threatens to extinguish the traditional methods of farming, harvesting, and cooking of the Umofia people. Achebe shows how important such traditions are upon storytelling and language and how quickly the abandonment of the Igbo language for English could lead to the eradication of these traditions. In one incident, the Igugu burned Enoch's compound and Reverend Smith's church to the ground. The district commissioner gets upset and requests that the leaders of Imofia meet with him. However, the leaders are handcuffed and thrown in jail when they gather, where they suffer insults and physical abuse. This can be related to Homi Bhabha's relation to power. The colonizers use their power to victimize the other, the marginalized. Once released, Okonkwo killed the court messenger for trying to stop the clan meeting, the clan that is no longer one, expecting his fellow clan members to join him in uprising. Okonkwo kills their leader with his machete, realizing that his clan is not willing to go to war. This is similar to Spivak's theory on raising the voice of the silenced, saying that in order to maintain power, one has to establish control and should speak for themselves. At the end, when the district commissioner arrives at Okonkwo's compound, he finds that Okonkwo has hanged himself, for he realizes that he has failed both the people and their goddess Annie. Things Fall Apart is a text that issues the life of an African tribe at a time when the European colonialism dominated all over Africa. The novel portrays post colonial conception of resistance, violence, and liberation, but in a different form. And thank you.